I'm Joe Chile. You can listen to me mornings on the Big WECK. Joining us today on the Big WECK Buffalo on the Rise is John Richmond from Richmond Vona. John, nice to see you.
Thanks for having me.
You know, John, let's talk about, you talk about team culture when it comes to personal injury law. This is a term that I haven't really heard associated with personal injury law before. So what is your idea of team culture and how do you build it with Richmond Vona?
Sure. So first and foremost, we think team culture is mission critical at our firm because what we're really trying to do is really raise the level of personal injury service here in Western New York. And for us, we can't do that without having the ultimate team, a team that's there every day, united, rowing in the same direction, working to get the best results for our clients, because a lot of these cases are really hard. So it's really important that everybody feels recognized, that they are rewarded for their good work on behalf of our clients, and that they are all united in that mission to get our clients the best results possible.
So when you have a client that comes in and you're going to work with them, is there a certain attorney that is selected to work with those individuals, or do you meet as a team beforehand and discuss the best way to go with it, and then that individual goes out with the knowledge of the team and how they want to proceed?
Kind of a little bit of both. So when a new client comes to us, we want to make sure that they're put with the right team and the right attorney. And all of our attorneys have teams underneath them, oftentimes with a paralegal and 2 legal assistants. So every client gets a dedicated team that's working just for them, and then ultimately we can streamline the level of communication and make sure it's really high level, but making sure that they're paired with an attorney who has really specialized in their type of case and can work with that team to get them the best result possible.
So it's not a situation, and help me to understand this and our viewers as well. It's not a situation that if you come in with a certain, I'm sure there are certain personal injury events that happen more frequently than others. So you don't say, oh, well, we have a tailor-made response to that. Here's the playbook, you're going to follow the playbook, and that's the way it works. But that's not it.
No, definitely not. I mean, look, there are certain similarities in like, say, any type of car accident case, but every case is unique, and every accident affects our clients in a different way, which is why it's so important to have that amazing team culture and that team, that unified team, to work on behalf of that client to figure out the best way or the best sort of path to the ultimate result for that client, because no two are the same.
So how do people decide, when they see all these ads and TVs, or, it used to be yellow pages, right? You go through yellow pages, attorney, 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 attorney. How do people decide, what are the things in your estimation that somebody should be looking for when they're looking for a personal injury attorney?
Sure. So you want to look at like big things, right? Like I'm sure most people understand the results, making sure that's a firm that specializes in that area of law, especially the type of accident you were injured in. But honestly, I think something that goes really overlooked is taking a hard look at the team, the actual team that's going to work on your case, knowing who the attorney is, how many cases they have assigned to him or her, who's the team behind them? Do they have a set team, or do they just work with a bunch of random people and it's going to be hard to get hold of people or hard to kind of talk to the same person? It's really important to know who's the team behind perhaps the faces or the owners of the firm, who's actually going to be working on your case, what is their experience, and ultimately, do you get along with them? Are these people who you think are going to have your best interests in mind and go to battle with you for you? Because a lot of these cases can take a long time, so you got to have a really good relationship with the team who's working for you.
How important is it? We see, you may get a settlement of this, but there's no guarantee that your settlement will be this. When people start looking at money, figures, what they may have their return, how important is something like that?
I mean, to a degree, it's important, right? Because you want to make sure the firm you're working with has success in getting results for people like you who've been in similar accidents. But that's not the end all be all, because as you can imagine, typically, law firms are going to showcase their biggest results, okay? So that may not always be the same for you, but it doesn't mean your case isn't just as important as say one of these huge cases you read about. Every case should be equally as important. Doesn't matter if it's a $5 million case or a $5,000 case, you should be treated the same, and that really comes down to the team that's representing you.
I've had people say to me before, we see ads on TV for big law firms. And I just wonder if I'm just a little guy that's just going in there and I'm going to be lost in the shuffle. Is that something people should concern themselves with?
They should be really concerned with that, because it's really easy, especially at bigger firms, get really lost in the sea of clients. That's why it's so important to really understand the team, kind of behind the advertisements. How many cases do they have assigned to them? What are their rules on communication? How quickly are they going to get back to you? How transparent are they going to be with you? And at the end of the day, you want to make sure it's somebody who creates a unique and tailored approach to your case and is going to get you the attention you deserve.
You talk about team culture. Has your firm received any awards for their approach with the team culture approach?
We have. We actually recently won a national award from the #1 law firm growth company for Team Culture of the Year. There are about 1,000 people in this group. We were the #1 team that got this award. And really, it's not about me. It's not about my partner, Keith. It's about our team, all the hard work and effort they've put in to create an amazing place for people to work and a place where people are united in their efforts to help our clients.
It sounds like you've got a very positive environment that you're working in at Richmond Bona. What advice do you give to business owners as far as the importance of working in a positive environment?
It's everything. Invest in your team. These are people who are going out there on your behalf and should be delivering the ultimate client experience or the ultimate customer experience, depending on your business. You're nothing without them. It's team first. You as the owner come last. And these should be people you invest in heavily because they're going to go to bat for you. And make sure they have a nice workplace. We spend most of our time at work. This should be a place where they enjoy working with their colleagues and they should be united in their mission, that's sort of aligned with the mission of your business.
And hopefully someplace that has low turnover, right?
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. We'll look out for that.
All right, I really appreciate it. For more information and answers to your questions, contact Richmond Bona by calling 716-500-5678 or go to richmondbona.com. Sponsorship and promotional consideration for the preceding segment was provided by the following.